Hello, welcome to NDSPL. My name's Joey, and today we're going to go over a few things I'm doing on the murder build. I know I don't post on here a lot, I don't post consistently. It's just kind of random, so is my brain. So, I'm going to flip you around here. There's my cat bitching at me to hurry up. Alright, let's see, what do we got here? Bunch of wires. So I pulled out all the AGM XP 3000s. Yeah, this place is a mess, but right over there I had 9 of them back here. 2 or 3 of them were almost round, so that was kind of scary. I knew something was wrong with them because of the voltage, but got these bus bars from my buddy Dusty. They're all nice, and I think, are they Jim's Machine Works maybe? I forget, but obviously I got them all wrapped up. Why do I have them wrapped up? Because I have ADHD, and as I start trying to measure bare wire and I'm touching one, well, let's just say that these things got a lot of fucking power. I found that out the hard way. But anyway, right now this is just kind of a mock-up, seeing how my wires are going to go, how they're going to reach. I've got 3 X-Max 90s in here, so it should be more than enough. One of these, I believe, from what I've heard and what I've been told from Excess Power, is that these can handle an 8K easily by themselves. I'm running the Salt 8Ks at a half ohm, and if you know anything about Sundown, their shit's underrated. So they do, from the test I saw that Derek did years ago, 12K certified. And I know with impedance rise and the music's dynamic and all that, that's not going to be that all the time, so whatever, I know that. So anyway, what we got is up here, this is the 4 gauge, my speaker wire, going back in there, being distributed to my 4 Nightshade 4.5s that Jacob built me a few years ago. So since I have these, and these are like the screw down terminals, so you just, like this, just put your wire in, crimp it down. Now then, for anybody that doesn't actually know, which most people are going to know this, okay, this is for 1/0. As you can see, I've got 2-watt cable going into that. 2-watt will actually fit in to a 1/0 opening. It'll be a little snug, but it will work. And this is proof it's up in there. So like I said, this is just a mock-up. I just got that on there because I didn't want to cut that down. It was all bloomed up, whatever. So some of the wires, these obviously are all good. They all fit. That go to the amps. These are all power cables that are coming in, and the grounds that are coming in. Some are going to my mid and highs amps. I'm actually working on my other ones right now. Like I said, this place is a mess, but I don't think anybody's going to give a shit. But so I'm just putting them in there, labeling them, marking them. A couple of them I gotta loom up. The 3400 out of the front. Here's the XP 3000s, a couple of them. I don't know if you can see, a couple of them's pretty bloated. They were fucked. So doing my wires up, getting them coordinated and labeled and so forth. Jamming out to a little Hatebreed and Fear Factory on my Sunown Audio 6x9s, obviously. It's my Slayer plaque. Some stuff I got around, my amp racks. Those fans over there. Dude, these Atwood fans are fucking, they're about shit. I love them. Speaking of those, I have those. Ran off this SMD TM1. And I got them on a relay. The odd thing is, with the relay, they should be just on and off. You know, relay turns on, it turns off. That's it. That's all it does. Give it a little bit of power, it clicks over, it pulls more power from the actual battery source so you don't overload this, which I did the first time when I hooked it up. And so I got this. But with, I think this is just a relay I pulled out of a vehicle at a junkyard, but it will actually step up, because if you just wire this straight, it's like, you know, 30%, 60%, 100%, depending on where you got the set point and how much higher it goes above the set point. But with one of these relays, it will actually do that. I don't know why. I've swapped other relays in, and then it's just on and off. And because it's just, and if it's just straight on and off, I got to readjust that to a different temperature. I got one of these little generic ass fuse blocks off of eBay, so I can actually have my shit fused. I wanted it accessible, so I got it up here. I'm gonna put wire loom and shit all over this, make it look all nice and neat. I need the relay accessible because I think it's this one. It'll stick on. Like, I'll kill the power and it'll keep running, and I'll reach in here and like I'll squeeze it and it'll disconnect, and then like my fans will shut off. I don't know, shit's weird. That's the sensor that goes to it. But so I got that, and also with this, you know, just accepting the larger gauge wire, I'm putting these terminals here on the end so I can put smaller gauge wire on the back, and so some of my other wire will reach, because the other, when I had the 9 batteries in here, obviously it reached all the way across, so the cables, some of the cables aren't going to reach. So I can use that as an extension so I don't have to buy more cable, because I mean, you know how much a roll of this shit costs. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I can put smaller cables on there, save some of my 2-watt wire I don't have to buy anymore. And then this is the smaller wire basically I was talking about. This is gonna be obviously hooked into here, and I'm gonna distribute out to there. You can see, you know, ZVL, the fans, the TM1, the LEDs, and I figured I'd do like distributions. Like, this is going to be my LED distribution. So I got the power running from this over here to the switch, and then it's going to run down to here, and then all my LEDs are going to hook here, so I don't have just a big wad of wire. Obviously I'm going to have a common ground for the smaller cables right here. I got a remote distribution right there, so all my remotes can just jump off of that. And I want a distribution for my fan, so I think I've got an extra negative. I think I'm just going to turn that into distribution for my fans, so I don't have to just splice them together and shit. Even though none of this will ever be seen unless it's disassembled like this, I'm still wanting to straighten it up and make it look halfway decent. So yeah, those are the biggest additions right there, so that's awesome. I'll finally have enough power to run everything. So, and the other that I am excited about is this little guy. Yeah, I know it's Digital Designs. A lot of people know I've had bad experience with Digital Designs, but I thought I'd give this a try. Got this from my buddy Chuck McCleary. If you don't know what this is, it's basically it's an RCA distribution, but with it being active, this will act kind of like a master amp. So I have my RCAs coming in, and I'm going to do like 2-to-1 Y splitters that are going to go back to my amps. So I'm going to run them back to my amps, and my amps are actually going to be into slave mode. And since they are going to be into slave mode, I am going to be, oh yeah, there's my terminals for my speaker cable. I'll be flipping it into slave mode, and I will be using that one right there for the slave, just like if they were, you know, strapped. So, and then what that ZVL is going to do is it's basically going to control all these, obviously. So I'm going to be able to set the gain on the ZVL, and I'm going to watch the gains on the amp as I turn them up, and when it'll do all three of them at the same time. So when I see one start to clip, I'll stop, I'll leave it there, and that'll be that. So you got your slave input, slave output. So I thought that would be a lot simpler than just, you know, matching all three of these and going through the voltage and all that. So pretty excited to try that out. So that'll be pretty sweet. And I need to hook all these back up. I just got the remotes undone right now. I'm gonna reroute them. SFB 3000, I got one per door for the mids, and then the Salt 200.2 for the highs. Here's my wagon buried underneath everything. You know, everybody thinks you probably heard about it, but nobody's actually seen it. I haven't had it out for years, but there she is. Well, there we go. That's a good shot. I got the, look how dusty she is. I need to get her back to the track. Got the nitrous tank chilling back there. But anyway, a few years ago I had another engine. Come on, boss. I had another engine put in this because I lost number 7 cylinder. But anyway, I am going with Titan Excess Power Titan 8s for under the hood to go under here. But you see this one's missing. This one was actually bad. It kept dropping voltage and just acting weird. So I am waiting for a replacement. They are currently out. So yeah, I need to do that. But yeah, here's all my cable going up. Custom fuse block right there by Toolmaker. I had another one that said Red Rum. It was like a bloody hand with Red Rum in it. I've misplaced it. Whatever. I'm going to be running another cable. I've got 4 power and grounds, 2-aught front to back here, you know, various, you know, coming off of here, grounded, and, you know, whatever, so forth. I'm just doing 1-aught from there back. Probably doesn't really so much need it, but I want to do it, so that's what I'm going to do. So I got that. Here's some rims. I got 4 of them. These are 24s. I'm going to strip them all down. I'm going to send them off for powder coat. It's just going to be gloss black. I don't care much for the two-tone, even though this has two-tone. So, whatever. So, yep, I'm just running through all this, just actually very slowly. I have absolutely zero patience, and I get pissed off way too easy, so I just do a little at a time so I don't break shit. I got this piece of ABS plastic. I'm gonna probably I'll probably glue some L brackets to the plastic, screw them into there, put a pad or something under there. I don't want that just jostling around on the batteries, and then figure out how to mount these, where to mount them. And by that I mean these lids right here, they don't stay on real good. So I like to have, like this one, so I got a zip tie here. I want to zip tie them down so I know they're secure, because obviously this is not very easy to access. So I need to figure out how I want to go about mounting these. Obviously there's not a lot of depth with that. So, you know, drop a screw in there and puncture shit and burn this bitch down, collect insurance money, but I wouldn't get enough for what I got in it. We know how that is. I don't know if anybody's ever paid attention. I got a couple Slayer necklaces hanging up here, and this is kind of like a corrosion of conformity. It's kind of it's similar. It doesn't have the bottom part of the nuclear symbol. But anyway, I love corrosion of conformity, hence my back piece. But yeah, these are this is what I'm doing. Some batteries I got. It's almost Halloween 2025, so I'm just taking it easy, doing what I can, trying to rethink shit. I've already had to do shit over because I get ahead of myself. You know, run wires and be like, oh, this will be cool, and then be like, fuck, wait a minute, I'm gonna need to pull that and run that wire back over there because I'm gonna do this, and in the middle of everything I got that ZVL, and I was like, oh, well, fuck, then I need a new bus bars, and then fucking had to redo the wires, and so yeah, we'll go through and Loctite everything down with blue Loctite. Yeah, the lady. And get my LEDs going. I'm thinking I just have some LEDs from like Walmart or something, just to light them up. But I'm thinking about putting some chasers like behind my amps to do a, I don't know, design, whatever. I don't know what I want to do, but yeah, that's why I want this distribution. These are like $20 a pair or something. You can just obviously pop little wires on there, get them running. Thought it would be pretty cool. Well, I got this open. I might splatter some more red paint up here, some more bloody red paint. There's not a whole lot back here. I got a little on my amp rack, but there's the covers down there. But yeah, trying to take notes and keep my mind straight. So is the psychiatrist. But anyway, yeah, I need to get different RCAs. I don't want to run 2 RCAs back and then just have one peeled off to the side and just use one. My AC, yeah, the shit in my brain, my ADHD says no. OCD, ADHD, that shit's no bueno. Not together, but that's why shit's taking me so long. So, bag's full of fucking clips, bolts. I've got a bag full of, with a whole bunch of this. Then I ended up buying some more wire loom, actually. That's a split braided wire loom. And I got the installation tools. So that's pretty cool. And I got a fucking hot knife, so this shit don't fray. This shit's all kind of frayed under here. So, if you've worked with it, you know what I'm talking about. It can be a pain in the ass. So, I guess I babbled on long enough, so I'm gonna get back and get these put on and see if I can find my heat shrink and shit for it and so forth. So like, comment, share, subscribe. You got any ideas or comments or anything, man, you know, drop them down below. I'm kind of bad about checking comments, so yeah, I'll get to them eventually. So thanks a lot. I'll catch you later, man. Be good.